the rest of the world in commemorating this significant day. On behalf of the AIDS development partners, allow me to express our deep appreciation for the leadership and commitment of the government of Uganda under the guidance of His Excellency and your guidance, and with the Uganda AIDS Commission and the Ministry of Health for prioritizing sustainability of the HIV response. Your efforts in mobilizing domestic resources and integrating HIV services into public health facilities are commendable. The AIDS development partners, we applaud the remarkable progress. As we have heard from the Director General of Uganda AIDS Commission, adult HIV prevalence has fallen to 5.1%. This is down from 18% in the 1990s. Your Excellency, annual new HIV infections have dropped to about 38,000, and AIDS-related deaths have also dropped to about 20,000. Currently, just like we've heard from the Director General, 94% of people living with HIV know their HIV status, and 90% of these are enrolled into life-saving therapy. 96% or thereabout are virally suppressed. We have also heard that mother-to-child transmission has significantly declined. All these achievements, Your Excellency, reflect the resilience of our communities, the dedication of our health workers, and the unwavering commitment of all our partners. Your Excellency, I can say without fear of contradiction that Uganda is closer to achieving the global targets of 95, 95, 95. This year's national theme, Building Sustainable HIV Response to End AIDS as a Public Health Threat, speaks directly to our mandate as the AIDS Development Partners Group. Sustainability is not just about resources. It is about systems. It is about equity. It is about resilience. It means that we must ensure that every person, regardless of their age, regardless of their gender, regardless of their location in Uganda, must access prevention, care, and treatment without discrimination. This means integrating HIV services into broader health systems and addressing the social determinants that fuel vulnerability. However, Your Excellency, our journey is not complete. The Baganda have a saying, okuwummula si kutuuka. This has been a long journey, over 30 years. And on a long journey, you take a pause, but you're not yet there. Uganda still faces challenges that include new infections among young people, particularly adolescent girls and young women. We continue to see persistent stigma, and this discourages testing and treatment. But just like the UNAIDS report has taught us, we have the tools. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the knowledge, we have the evidence to end AIDS as a public health threat by 2030. However, we can only end AIDS as a public health threat by 2030 if we act decisively now by protecting the current gains, scaling up innovations that work, and we know those innovations, and by mobilizing predictable financing, especially domestic funding. We must strengthen partnerships, and we must end stigma and discrimination. The AIDS Development Partners Group, represented by members on the podium and beyond, we reaffirm our commitment to working with the government of Uganda to sustain a robust and integrated HIV response. Your Excellency, our gathering today is a symbol of hope. It's a symbol of resilience and a symbol of unity. Let it remind us that Uganda stands strong. Uganda stands determined to protect future generations from HIV and AIDS. Uganda has shown the world what is possible. As AIDS development partners, we say, let us finish the fight. Thank you.
Thank you very much, the representatives of our AIDS development partners, and we do appreciate your invaluable contribution. Your Excellency, the Vice President, I wish at this particular moment to humbly tender in my apologies for the delay in the programming. We are fully aware of your tight schedule, and development partners, please, you may wish to at least whisper a word or two to Her Excellency the Vice President, who is receiving my apologies for the delay in the program. And so, to avoid any wrath from you, Your Excellency, I am now going to turn the program in such a way that if there is any further delay, longer than expected speeches and all that, then I, as the Master of Ceremony, won't be responsible. And so it is at this point, therefore, that I wish to invite the Honorable Minister of Local Government, Honorable Raphael Magezi, iwe nka Minister of Kugumu Chweka ekyatwakira na nishabasebo ngoije oramusiye ho abantu, then oyete Minister mugenzi wawe orukure bya presidency, the Honorable Mire Babaranda, who then in turn will invite Her Excellency the Vice President to speak to us. In the same latitude, Honorable Annette Katusime, when Her Excellency the Vice President takes to her stand, I am requesting the Member of Parliament, Woman Member of Parliament Bushenyi, Honorable Annette Katusime, you will do us the honors of translation. The Vice President's speech, which is the speech of the President, is so important that we do not want to run the risk of anybody in these grounds and listening to us through Bushenyi and the greater area saying they did not speak a word because there was no translation. With those not very few remarks, I now hang my boots to Honorable Raphael Magezi.
Thank you very much. Hello. Thank you very much, Master of Ceremonies. Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, my dear sister, the Honorable Minister of Presidency, Your Excellencies, ambassadors and heads of missions in Uganda, the Honorable Members of Parliament here present, the distinguished leaders of the different partner groups and civil society organizations working with us on this matter, our religious leaders here present, the district leaders, especially the leaders of Bushenyi district, all our district community members present, particularly the persons living with HIV and AIDS here in our midst. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Raphael Magezi, the Minister in charge of local government. Your Excellency, allow me to welcome you warmly to my home district of Bushenyi, and particularly Chizinda Town Council. You are most welcome, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, I want to thank the government for identifying the Bushenyi district as the host of this year's World AIDS Day commemoration. And I want to thank the National Organizing Committee and the Local Organizing Committee for doing a very good job. Excellency, this is because, as you've heard, Bushenyi district is not doing so well. Actually, when you look at the Ankole region, we are second to Mbarara district, Mbarara city actually. Whereas Mbarara city is at 10%, we are at 8%. This is not good. Especially the areas along the highway. So it's good that we brought this function here. And allow me to first give this word of encouragement to our people. Abanyabushenya barahanuya mwebare kwisha binji arunakoru okwakiriho kitinisa Vice President w'ihanga kandi no kubaho mukoro ubwo kwishwa batayi bitu abagenzire nitwe abaciruho kureba ngo twayihara akakoko akasirimu kandi twongera kukarwanisa nko kumahurira report ko zahebwa turiyo tukoraki Uganda iriyo neyenda okwikarira akakoko akasirimu ngo muri kumurwenda kinano twabe tukine ekizibu cyango ebicweki 18 arigana tukaturukubi kunkati abantu abaku urwara kakokaka bacendire tujyo mu bucweka butana arigana turiyo tugendo misho abantu ababe bari kuzakoraguza umwaka gw'2023 bakaba ari miliyoni 3 bonga konkatu no hurra ngo abantu abarukuraguza nangwa kuchale abari kutestinga ningashi kuchebeza katugamba kuchebeza hatu bariyo miliyoni 9 kandi nchoreka ngu omuryabo korukuza kuchebeza washango rwiraka ko kukasirim batayibanje amasiko garuho okutwariza hamwe ombazo gutwine amana gakakoko mu mubiri gwawe nugubasa karwanisa usigaze buke munonga butari kubasa kukanga nangwa niwe ayinenda nobasa kuzara omwana atakwasirwa kakoko waba ogendire ababuzi bw'abashaho nabwo echo izoba n'urukuru kore no manyangu tokeche bize iroko yechebeza bokuba Uganda tekwenda ngofe kandi kora yechebeza washango rwire sirimu echo kubanza utagituruza mutayi wawe kandi cya kabiri omanyengo amasiko garuho ozambazi ogendera by'abashaho bakugambire amasiko garuho ijo orwa mukaga nkabugana n'abatayi banje aba Bushenyi district nangwa nabihanga ryone binebi ebiri kurwanisa kakokaka haza twagira umukoro gwo kushaba twatwina abanyadini twine n'abandi bantu bakuru twagira ibintu bitwicereza naho ebagize ngungambere mukuru w'ihanga nangwa nihanga abitwaye yamere kukora munchereze mbe mugambiro mu rungereza. Your Excellency, when we met on Saturday at the National Prayer Day and Thanksgiving here at the district, with partners, with leaders, with persons living with HIV and AIDS, with students and so on, we made a number of commitments. And I'd like to request you allow me to present them to you. There are only 4. The first one is a tribute to His Excellency the President. Your Excellency, the participants thank government, particularly His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of Uganda, for his stewardship and excellent leadership, which has enabled Uganda to fight the pandemic remarkably. Not only HIV, but even COVID. The President, his boldness, coupled with his message on security, on wealth creation and jobs, gives the people of Uganda hope that we can indeed end HIV/AIDS by 2030. And the people are saying, fellow countrymen, this is the time to protect the gains and thank His Excellency the President for personally making this his fight. Secondly, elimination of HIV and AIDS. Your Excellency, the participants committed themselves to do what you've heard our champions requesting here. 3 ends. End number 1, let's end infection. And they said, if you are infected, let HIV stop with you. Let it not spread anywhere. Number 2, end stigma. Number 3, end deaths by 2030, AIDS-related deaths. And we should do this through collective, multi-sectoral responses of all stakeholders. The third commitment was on the funding for this fight. The partners who were present, including civil society organizations, the UN family led by the UNAIDS, and all the others, assured us, fellow countrymen and countrywomen, of their commitment to Uganda amidst declining support and budget cuts by some donors. They assured us they will continue to fight this with us. Because Uganda has been, Uganda is, and Uganda will continue to defend its people with the support of our partners, and we shall succeed. Number 4, and the last one, which has a few points, is about the local government commitments. The members present from the local government committed themselves to do the following, especially to fight and step up the national response. We're going to do the following, Your Excellency, as local governments. Number 1, we're going to support His Excellency the President's fast-track initiative together with the Office of the President. Number 2, as local governments, we are going to revitalize the district HIV/AIDS committees. Number 3, you've heard the request for resource mobilization, especially domestic. As local governments, we are going to provide resources within our meager budgets for the fight against HIV/AIDS, at least 0.1% of the budget. And for the next financial year, Your Excellency, the commitment, which I'm passing on to all the local governments once you approve these resolutions, is to include 1 million shillings in their budget for the headquarters of the national forum that coordinates all the activities and efforts of persons living with HIV and AIDS. And we shall also, at the district level, do our best to provide them district-based offices or some area where they can coordinate their activities. That is on resource provision. Number 4, local government leaders will take the 4 position in sensitizing their public, especially on responsible behavior, testing, access to treatment, and awareness. And they are committed to lead by example. Number 5, local governments shall immediately develop and review their strategic plans by mainstreaming and integrating HIV/AIDS issues in their plans and core functions, including wealth creation programs, primary health care, primary education, and ensure affirmative action for persons living with HIV in the district development programs. Number 6, we're going to support the Office of the President to organize national prayer and Thanksgiving days, as was done in Bushenyi. We should do it annually in all the districts. And number 7, we're going to take the necessary measures, including bylaws and ordinances, to stop truck drivers from parking along roads in our towns for road and health safety. Councils will be urged to pass resolutions to provide suitable parking space for the trucks. And we shall start with my own host district. I have already talked to the chairperson and other DC to ensure that in the district we identify a suitable parking yard for the trucks so that we clear the trucks from parking along the road between KIU and Kizinda Town Council. And finally, as local governments, we shall request the religious leaders to include a message on HIV/AIDS in their sermons, in their churches and mosques. Your Excellency, through you, allow me to present the request also of the district leaders of Bushenyi, that the Minister of Health, together with Makerere University and Johns Hopkins University, should include Bushenyi among the pilot areas for the HIV long-lasting injectable and we should target especially the following areas: Ishaka, Chizinda, Butare, Mashonga, Rwentuha, and Akashanda, which are real hotspots for the pandemic in our area. Allow me, Your Excellency, to present this to you and to the country and request that they be adopted as commitments both of the nation but also of the local governments, so that by 2030 HIV and AIDS are out of our country. I thank you so much. May I take this opportunity to invite my colleague, the Honorable Minister of the Presidency, Honorable Mire Babalanda. Please come and deliver your speech, and invite Her Excellency the Vice President. Thank you so much. Mwachire Oweekitiibwa Minister wa Presidency ogunwa kutwara omwogogu ogukoreba ngu nturwanisa akakooko aka omwihangeri omu cabinet y'ihangeri. Mwebale munonga.
Her Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, who is the woman member of Parliament, Katakwi District, Major Retired Jessica Alupo Rose Pell, who is also representing His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, and National Chairman of the mighty party NRM, and champion in the fight against HIV and AIDS, and our beloved presidential flag bearer 2026-2031, General Retired Mzee Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Colleague, the Honorable Minister of Local Government, Honorable Raphael Majezi, Honorable members of Parliament present, Your Excellency, allow me to recognize the diplomatic corps present. We have our country representative of UNAIDS is with us. His Excellency, the High Commissioner of India is also with us. Country representative of UN Women, country representative of UNFPA, country representative of WHO, regional head of the ICRC, country representative of UNICEF. Your Excellency, we are honored to have the Deputy Head of Aradis Secretariat, Sister Grace Akirol. Your Excellency, we have our own Mr. Bashasha Wills from Manifesto Implementation Unit is also with us. Your Excellency, we have the host RDC, your son, Mr. Ngabirano, and other RDCs, the RDC Tungamo, Miriam, Deputy RDCs and Assistant RDCs, our Papa, the religious leaders and cultural leaders, former national leaders. Your Excellency, we are honored to have Professor Tassis Kabwejere, who shared with us the review report in 2023, is also with us. The district chairperson Busheng and all district local leaders, government leaders present, Chairperson, Uganda AIDS Commission Board, Director General, Uganda AIDS Commission, and all staff, Chairperson of people living with HIV in Uganda, and all people living with HIV, the media team, the Chairperson LC1, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. The Lord is good, and all the time. Babiri Emile Babalanda is my name. By the grace of God, I'm the minister in charge of presidency. Your Excellency, allow me to recognize the presence of Lunaku Plastics Limited, makers of flexible packaging material. Their message is, we stand with His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda. We stand with the Uganda AIDS Commission and Ministry of Health in the fight to end HIV and AIDS. Today is an important day when we stand with those infected and affected by HIV, and as well as we remember our people that have succumbed to AIDS in Uganda and all over the world. Your Excellency, I take this opportunity to extend my heartfelt gratitude for accepting to come and preside over the World AIDS Day commemoration 2025 today, despite your busy schedule. As a country, we are proud of your leadership and strategic direction you have provided to end AIDS as a public health threat by 2030. Great progress has been made, as you have seen, for the 7th edition of the Presidential Fast Track Objectives presented by USC. Your Excellency, allow me to thank the leadership of Uganda AIDS Commission for these well thought out ideas of ensuring that commemorating the national functions rotates in the regions every year. It is about building linkages in ensuring that the messages are shared in the different regions to enable participation and involvement in the goal of ending AIDS by 2030 as a public health problem. World AIDS Day was in the East last year. Your Excellency, you remember we were in Eastern Uganda, that is Wonna district where I come from. And here we are now in West Bushenyi district. Your Excellency, we are here joining the world today to commemorate the World AIDS Day, which is one of the largest grassroots mobilization campaigns for HIV awareness in the world. The first World AIDS Day was in 1988, intended to provide a platform to raise awareness about HIV and AIDS and honor the lives affected by the epidemic, and thereafter takes place annually every 1st of December. This provides an opportunity for communities to stand in solidarity with those who lost their dear ones to AIDS, and a platform for advocacy and stimulation of individual and collectively resolve into actions to fight the epidemic. Dear fellow citizens, the international theme for World AIDS Day, overcoming disruption, transforming the AIDS response, which has been customized nationally, building a sustainable HIV response to end AIDS as a public health threat by 2030, is a clear testament that there is need for everyone to take responsibility, to support and take action to end AIDS by 2030. We need to build a country that is self-sustaining in all fronts if we are to achieve our goals. Let me highlight the history of HIV in Uganda, as I see many young people here present who may never have imagined what AIDS is exactly. In Uganda, the first case of AIDS was described in Rakai district, and it was commonly known as Sirim. This disease was not recognized as AIDS until 1985, when prominent Ugandan medical scientists made the first diagnosis. At that time, our beloved His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, General Retired Mzee Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, mobilized the whole country to respond to the HIV scourge. We thank you, Your Excellency, for your visionary leadership. We know that the HIV pandemic has caused untold suffering among Ugandans. It is a deadly disease, even up to date, and remains very expensive to manage. We don't have a cure, and many people have lost their lives. Indeed, it was a security threat in the country. I therefore thank all the stakeholders who heeded the call by His Excellency the President under the multi-sectoral approach to galvanize and support the HIV response in the country. This is very important, a day in our history as we remember all Ugandans and the rest all over the world who have lost their lives with the HIV scourge. May their souls rest in eternal peace. We always want to stand in solidarity with the families who have lost their dear ones. Uganda has made significant progress in reducing HIV prevalence in the country from over 18% in the 1990s to around 4.9% to date. This success has been largely attributed to the high-level political commitment spearheaded by you, Your Excellency, and the multi-sectoral approach to managing the epidemic at national and subnational levels. However, we still have about 4 people getting infected per day. Your Excellency, you launched the presidential fast-track objectives for ending AIDS by 2030 in Uganda as a public health threat in 2017, and I am happy to see great progress in the implementation in all the 5 pillars. Your Excellency, we thank you for assuring the country that despite the recent policy changes on donor assistance, the government of Uganda is filling the gaps, and our 1.5 million people living with HIV will not miss services in the country. With this, we remind all citizens that the NRM government will continue to fulfill its obligations. With the government effort, we need to develop resilience and support the HIV interventions in our society. We need to maximize the opportunities in all government programs and build synergy and create impact in all areas to end AIDS by 2030. Let us utilize the government structures to ensure services reach all the entire population. HIV mainstreaming agenda, additional government budget to fill the gap. At national level, the government of Uganda has prioritized interventions that would help to reduce stigma, provide services, and create empowerment and opportunities for livelihood, and these include: 1. Education for all girls and boys in UPE and USE. 2. Livelihood programs in the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development, Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industries and Fisheries. 3. Parish development model for the vulnerable persons, including people living with HIV. 4. Ministry of Health providing the services across the country. 5. At macro level, the government has also positioned HIV as a cross-cutting issue and mainstreamed in the National Development Plan 4. This will ensure that HIV is mainstreamed and services reach the entire population. Your Excellency, as I conclude, HIV remains a public health threat and a very expensive disease to treat. I reiterate the government's commitment for ending AIDS as public health threat in Uganda by 2030. Therefore, the government of Uganda assures all our people living with HIV that ARVs and services will be provided to all people living with HIV in Uganda. To the general communities and leadership present, we must therefore undertake the following if we are to meet the global goal of ending AIDS as a public health threat by 2030. Ensure we finalize and implement the HIV sustainability roadmap for the HIV interventions by 2030 and beyond. Enroll all young people in formal and informal education to increase literacy level. In addition to schools being a safe space, this will create empowerment, especially among girls. Mainstream HIV interventions in all our programming in the country. Religious and cultural leaders are encouraged to support the government to reach the communities with HIV message dissemination across the country. All sectors ensure HIV, TB, and health-related conditions such as non-communicable diseases are integrated into all the development plans and reported. The ARVs and other services will be integrated into the primary health care delivery model by Ministry of Health. Drugs will be available in all the facilities. Nobody should be denied services. Improve the communication and awareness among the young people and men to reduce the new infections. The government will support the HIV financing to reduce the donor dependency. Uganda AIDS Commission should monitor the implementation of National HIV Strategic Plan and follow up on HIV intervention for accurate reporting in all sectors and non-state actors. In conclusion, I wish to thank you, Your Excellency, for availing us time to grace this function, and all guests for joining us in the commemoration of World AIDS Day. I call upon each of you to continue mobilizing communities and creating awareness till we achieve the goal of ending AIDS by 2030 as a public health threat in Uganda and sustain interventions beyond 2030 in Uganda. Your Excellency, permit me to remind the people of Bushenyi and the entire country that we are in a political season. It is NRM government protecting the lives of people living with HIV. No more dying of akakoko. It is one of the gains under the NRM government and with the able leadership of General Retired Mzee Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Come January 15, 2026, vote NRM, vote His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda, Mzee Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, so that you people continue living positively, because it is a necessity. Your Excellency, I have been requested to notify you that you are kindly requested to hand over a gift or a certificate to the Director General, Uganda AIDS Commission, and also have a photo moment after your presentation. And before I invite you, Your Excellency, I request, and with your permission, to have a performance by Weranyanji girls on stage just before you take over stage. I want to thank you for your kind attention. Thank you for listening to me. NRM oye! NRM Jew! Museveni oye! Bushenyi oye! Western Region oye! Uganda oye! East Africa oye! Thank you for your kind attention. It's now my singular honor and privilege, Your Excellency, to invite you to address the nation. I thank you. Hey, that's what we're going to stay.
Self-neglect and depression, testing and treatment my daily routine, counseling and guidance was all they offered. But all I needed was self-acceptance. In that lonely corner, hands reached out steady and warm, guiding me safely through the storm. With courage met we stand. Now every pill, each daily test, reminds me I deserve the best. No pity, whispers, disguise, but open doors and honest eyes. Sustainable paths are ours to chart, ours to chart. A dream of sunrise, warm and bright, warm and bright, until the day we proudly say, gavumenti okutawe huru n'obwetese akwatiririra akakoko ka siriimu okurisohereza amararo gonna nangwa n'arurengo rw'omuluka. May your leadership reign. Kuanzia leo na kuendelea lazima tusimame pamoja. Ndio, tukijenga mwitikio endelevu wa ili kumaliza ukimwi. Ndio, wajibu ni kwa mimi na wewe. Ndio, mwitikio wetu utanyelewa tunaongeza tumaini letu. Ndio. Let us all join the battle and chase AIDS out of Uganda. Now Ugandans, listen. Sensitize your fellows to stop stigma and discrimination. Those on ARVs, always mark your time. Eat a balanced diet and don't spread to others. In the case of sex, then use a condom. Students, abstinence is a master key. A master key. Mwahura, munasikia. By 2030, we shall have an AIDS-free Uganda. So build a world where we can be healthy, whole and truly free. A world where AIDS no longer thrives with strength. Found in unity and dignity, shaping our lives. For in this fight, we walk with you, since health belongs to you and me. In other words, we are limitless.
Thank you. Thank you, Weranyanji girls. Your Excellency, the floor is yours.
The Honorable Mile Babalanda, Minister in charge of Presidency, the Honorable Raphael Magezi, Minister of Local Government, Honorable Members of Parliament present,
Omuyambi wa President Wihanga Kando wa Mshwecherizo Beri yateekamu ekitiinisa ab'ekitiinisa boona bali aha nk'oku mwabahurira.
The High Commissioner of India to Uganda, all representatives of aid implementing agencies and partners, the religious leaders led by the Right Reverend Tinomujuni, Bishop of West Ankole, the regional Kadi of Ankole and Kigezi, our cultural leaders present, all local government leaders in your respective capacities.
Yateekamu ekitiinisa ab'ebitongole abari kureberera ekitongole ky'obulwire bwa siriimu, kandi yateekamu ekitiinisa abebembezi b'amadiini n'abakuru boona abamukureba.
Nimbaramusha mwena mwebale kwija.
She greets you in the name of Jesus Christ and thank you so much for coming.
President Museveni hamwe na Mama Janet Kataha Museveni babaramusha.
His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda and his dear wife sends greetings to all of you.
You know that it is campaign time. His Excellency the President would be here physically, but his campaign timetable was not able to allow him.
President akabira lyaha konka habwa enjenderwa babire bakozire tiyabasa kukiikiriza.
So he sent me here to read his message to you and bring his greetings and Mama Janet's greetings to you.
Yasindikaha omuhwezi we okubashomera ebigambo bye ahayizoba nkeri kandi nabakunda mnonga.
I thank you for the warm welcome you have accorded to me since I arrived here in this commemoration.
Yashemerwa mnonga okumwamwakira okuhikobu yahikaha arikwija aha kiro ky'okukuza ekiro kya sirimu mwebale mnonga.
And I thank you, the people of Bushenyi, the people of Ankole, for supporting NRM. I have seen everywhere, it has yellow posters, yellow flyers, yellow colors. Mwebale kuajira NRM.
Na abasima mnonga okuhajira pate yitu nyamurungi ya NRM yarwangisiriza ayiyanarabo mahanda yareba musimbire yero mujwire yero mugitimbire yareba karaza Uganda flag mwebare mnonga okusupportinga NRM.
Abantu bona aba North Gulu, Arua, Lira, East, Jinja, Karamoja, Central, Mukono, Baikirize, Kuterera, Akaruru, President Museveni, Obundi.
All parts of this country, Northern Uganda, Eastern Uganda, Central Uganda, Western Uganda, they have all accepted unanimously to support the NRM.
Ninshaba abantu mwena abankole hamwe na Western Uganda kuterera President Museveni Akaruru ebiro 15 byoko kubanza 2026.
She requests all the people of Ankole Greater, the people of Greater Bushenyi, Kigezi, to support His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, to support the NRM. Come 15th January 2026, kindly vote His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda, re-elect him, and also support the NRM, the flag bearers.
I said already that President Museveni yabahandikira ubutumwa kambushome.
Yabagambire President yamuhereza obutumwa kandi yabureta mbweni mumwikirize abushome.
And I request that my sister, the Honorable Member of Parliament, gets a book and a pen to write a summary of the President's message. After I read it, then she will summarize it in the local language. Translate that also.
Yaba nashaba ngokwenda message ya President yayohoreza ejende kurungi yagira ngu nkwate kitabo na nekaramu njihandike omubugufu ningasi yiturikweta summary deno kwaraheze kugishoma rero mbagambire ebi byaba birumu omubugufu.
Uganda joins the rest of the world to commemorate World AIDS Day. Today, we are here to remember those we have lost, recognize the progress we have made, and renew our resolve to defeat HIV/AIDS once and for all. On the 26th of January this year, the NRM government marked 40 years in power. One of the main goals of the NRM has been achieving the goal of a healthy and educated population. Right from the days of the liberation struggle, when we were in the bush, we recognized the danger of HIV and AIDS. In the early 1990s, soon after we came to power, NRM treated HIV/AIDS as a national emergency. We embarked on mass sensitization campaigns to promote openness, testing, and compassion, because silence would mean death. The NRM government brought peace, which has been a catalyst for improved health outcomes, such as reduced infant and mortality and maternal mortality. HIV prevalence has markedly reduced to 4.9% from 18% in the 1990s. There has been reduction of new HIV infections, but these still remain high at 37,000 as of December 2024. I am informed that Bushenyi district registered 250 new HIV infections last year alone, and HIV prevalence rate is 8%. My message to all the Bazukulu on HIV has not changed. HIV is acquired through risky sexual behaviors. If you avoid these behaviors, you will not get infected with HIV. Abstain from sex and concentrate on your studies until you are ready to deal with the consequences of sex. To the adults, remain faithful to your partners and avoid multiple sexual partners. Avoid alcohol and drug abuse, since this impair your judgment and you end up making decisions which will affect you for the rest of your life. In this era of digitalization, young people spend most of their time on social media, and yet what you see on social media is misleading. A lot of information is inaccurate and some of it totally incorrect. Always verify with reliable sources. Why are you spending all your time on social media? You should do sports and exercises in order to be fit and lead a disciplined life. Poor health undermines your ability to make a contribution to your country or sacrifice for it if necessary, like we did when we had to fight for democracy. Therefore, you should always endeavor to keep your body, mind, and spirit in top condition so as to be ready to contribute to your country, to East Africa and Africa. In 2017, when I launched the Presidential Fast Track Initiative to End AIDS as a public health threat by 2030, I was looking at 5 key areas that would help us to achieve our target. and they are engaging men to end new infections among adolescent girls and young women, accelerating test and treat to achieve our 95 targets, eliminating of mother-to-child transmission of HIV, ensuring financial sustainability for the HIV response, and effective leadership of the HIV response to ensure a well-coordinated approach. Ladies and gentlemen, ending new infections among adolescents and young women is not a difficult task. We simply have to keep our young girls in school. The government remains committed to Wonna Basome by providing universal primary and secondary education. Completion of primary and secondary education is protective, especially for girls. Staying longer in school protects them against early marriage, teenage pregnancy, and HIV infection. Health is wealth. This is my message to the Bazukulu. The first asset you have is your health. Health is an enabler. It is a precursor for economic development. The best gift a mother can give her child is health. If a mother is HIV positive, she will be given HIV medicine to prevent transmission of HIV to her unborn child. That way, we can close the tap on mother-to-child transmission of HIV in this country. The government is committed to providing HIV medicines to all people living with HIV. Despite the global cuts on donor aid, Uganda will protect the gains we have made in the fight against HIV. HIV and other health programs are fully integrated into the 4th National Development Plan and will be fully funded by government. I thank all partners for supporting the government of Uganda in ensuring that people living with HIV have access to services. I thank the religious and cultural leaders for spearheading the fight against HIV/AIDS, but more so, the fight against stigma and discrimination of people living with HIV. I thank the people living with HIV networks for their role in articulating the interests of people living with HIV. Finally, I recognize the contribution of Uganda AIDS Commission in coordinating the HIV multisectoral response with evident results and progress. I thank you and wish you peaceful celebrations. And for all the leaders who have spoken, from the LOC1 chairman up to the minister, all your reports will be compiled by my office and they will be relayed to the highest destination. As I was sitting there, we received, a woman member of parliament is now going to summarize the message, but we received 2 guests who have come with a very special message about His Excellency, the President's schedule. The Honorable Aldrin, who is my boss, she's a chairperson of all the Women's League in NRM. She's amongst us. and the Honorable Hassan Basaja Balaba, the one in charge of all the Entrepreneurs League in the NRM, is amongst us. I request MC, after they summarize that message of His Excellency the President, you permit Adrin and Hassan to make that very special message, which they would like to use the opportunity to do, because His Excellency the President will be in Bushenyi district tomorrow. Is it permitted? Thank you very much. Mwebale mnonga, mwebale kuija, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, and thank you so much for coming. We are forever indebted. We are very grateful. We are honored to host you today. I thank you. Abalya abanyabushenyi abebitinisa mwena bampa omulimo ogugumire ogw'okusamarayizinga speech ya President konka mwene ebintu byonna akwatamu. Ekyokubanza yagira ngu mwijuke ebiro 26 omwaka oguri kwija gavumenti yarwangisiriza neija kuba yamara emyaka 40 omu bwebembezi, kandi ngu ekigenderwa kyayo kuruga baye bari omu kishaka nibarwanira obusinge bw'abanyayuganda bakaba nibayenda kuteeka amaani aha by'amagara kandi no kureba ngo abanyayuganda bona batunga obwegese burukumara. Yagira ngu President wito murungi omukundwa His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni na bagenzi be ko kumukuba amanyo baye baruwero nubwe bamanya kakakoko ka sirimu kandi kubagira ombwebembezi bw'ihangeri basharaho okumanyisa abantu akakoko ka sirimu batekamo abantu amaani okugumana bagamba kubarwire sirimu ko kubargaho abantu bagamba kandi bagira ngo bagume bekebeze bareba amagara gabo okugemerire. Nibagira ngo kuba ekyabenshi tumani benda ngo abantu bagambe bakamanya ngo wawuna mano burwiro obwe noba waza kufa. Kandi akakoko ka sirimu kagenzire nikachendera kakargaha bitundu 18 hari 10 hati karyaha bicweka 4 n'obutundu 9 nabwe ekyo noreba ngo His Excellency the President na government yarukora nayo bakozira omurimo gw'amaani. Ekindi na kubiriza munonga na gamba munonga ahaminyeto kandi nitwa abantu bakuru okureba ngo twarugomba bintu byo kwegita na buri muntu kureba ngo twabasa okukyendeza oburwiro obu obwa sirimu. Nagira ngo tubasa kugumaho na munonga abana babishiki abana bitu babozo mwaba muri mu mashomero mutwaro bwire mushome amani gona mugateka hakushoma then kumuramare mubase kuronda omukazi ningo mushija kandi mugendo mbushwere mwesigangane. Ekindi imwe bana mwabaryaha abana bato nangwa n'abakuru nagira ngo tureke okunywa amarwa ahubwo kwakora okunywa amarwa gakukozese nshobi kandi oshanga oburwiro bwe bwakwata ahubwo kuba nobo tariwe ko rukweza kunywa amarwa obo ndijo. Yagamba ha kintu cha stigma okushasha okugira obushasi okahura mutima gwawe gutatebekine ekyo nacho ne kintu kibi konka nkoro kubo kigambire obundi nibakuyamba. President Yoweri Museveni omukundwa witu nabaha buri imwe minyeto ngo bwiro bwingi mubumaro mu byemizano mubase kugira amagara marungi abo kuba ebiteka teko byitu byaba bishitami tutine kiturukora noshanga kandi twatekateke bitakire nabwe cyo nagambira b'amashomero ba headmaster abakuri b'amashomero aga murebe ngu ebintu by'emizano mwabiteka mwamani kandi murebe ngo amagara ganyu mwagakuma nyabura mwenyensya mwaba nimwe mwatekaho Uganda nimwe bebembezi ba hati nimwe bebembezi ba nyencha kare amagara ganyu mugatware nk'ekintu kikuru mugire kimwatekaho mugire omusinjo gumwatekaho mu Uganda kandi yagendera kimwe yaza na East Africa kandi na Africa yona okutwariza hamwe nagira ngo akatekaho ebyakubasa kukorwa in 2017 okureba ngu okwika 2023 sirimwe giyabasa kugenda kandi yagira ngo nikibasika ahabwo kuba ituru kugambira binembe bazi eyibaruka bakaza bakwa binenda kandi oshange mibazejo etabasa kukwata abana abazara ekyo ntikyebariza His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni obwebembezi bwe burungi nitumusima tutine bugarukiro abazire muteke abana mu mashomero bamara bwire bwingi baryo mu mashomero kandi nagira ngo bakatekaho UPE ejo numujimanya kandi aturireho UCE na yeruho government etira amashomero mingi omuri Bushenyi omu Uganda yona agatakushashurwa sente abana bitu babishi nabojo turebe ngo bwiro bwingi bamara mu mashomero babana bargeni babakuzire kandi aho bagenda mu bushwere obushikire echamani na eshengereza bazire ngo cyo kubasa kwereza omwana wawe ecyo bugiga ecyo kubasa kumuhereza no kureba ngo yagira amagara marungi kandi yagira ngo amagara marungi nubwo bugiga oburu kuhererukayo omuri byona health is wealth abijukuru nibariyo na addressing kandi yo government eyetekatekire okureba ngo mu marwariro hazamwe mibazi yabarwira akakoko ka sirimu kandi yasima munonga abe bitongore abarukureberera ekitongore eki ekya sirimu nabwe cyo nanda kusima munonga ahabwo kwija ha mukoro gundu kumaririza nabasima mwena bija nasima ababasize kurugayo bakagamba ngo barwire sirimu kandi nabashaba mwena ngo gendo yekebeze oreba amagara gawo kugemerire kandi korashango rwire otandike kumireme bazi kandi o making sure ogeze onagawe gono shabero hanga kugirira mbabazi otarwaza abandi yasima abanyadini abijaha kandi nabasima no kureba mwongero kuburire njiri yo kureba ngo 2023 sirimwe gitwa yagenda yasembayo nagamba ahabebembezi bebyanga abagamba kurga LC1 okuika aha minister na LC5 mwena ngwe bimwagamba ebimwashaba nibaza kubiteko mbuhandike kandi babisye omu office erukererukayo okureba ngo byabasa kugarukwamu kandi nebimwa ebi obundi babasa no kubahereza nabwecho Your Excellency the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, once again my name is Katsime Aneti. I'm the woman member of Parliament Bushenyi District. I want to pledge that I will follow this document up to your office so that these requests are answered. They are very vital, like having a health center 3 in this area. It is an area that is densely populated. It is an area that really requires a health center 3. We have already put the land aside, and I can assure you, I'm very sure you are an action-oriented lady. I think we shall be able to receive this health center 3. Maybe in 2026, 2027 financial year. I thank you. Mwena nabasima mwebale kwisha kandi munchirize nyeteba kama banje ba SEC members babe nibo barangiriro kwisha kwa president kwa nyencha kare mwebale kwisha Chairman Arhaji Hassan Basaja Baraba, Kobusinje, Adrin, SEC members, Abebitinisa, Abuturukunda Mnonga, come and address the gathering since Her Excellency the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda has allowed you.
Thank you very much.
They have come late, but they have been preparing for me. I ran away from them.
Thank you very much, Honorable Katsime. Abantu abakuru mbatero mu ngaro abantu mwababushenyi. As the honorable members are going to make this announcement, with your indulgence, Your Excellency the Vice President, I am reminded to humbly request that after you will carry out one simple protocol activity, and that is handing over a certificate to the Uganda AIDS Commission and taking a group picture with the staff members of the Uganda AIDS Commission so they feel your presence, and then eventually the last part is for you and I, the MC, to take a picture with you. Over to you.
Your Excellency, the Vice President, allow me to stand on the same protocol. Ndamsi abanyabushenyi muriyo, abanya-Uganda muriyo, nimbayetere ndamsiyo kurugowa His Excellency the President of Uganda, kandi candidate wito murungi, kandi nijana mtahi wanje SEC member, konka ebinji naisha kubugamba ahakubana ryo mbiti bibiri nka district chairman NRM. Nyo chinkwisha gamba no kugira ngu ntambwire ihanga ryona almost halfway, turi halfway, kandi tambwire na president kandi candidate witu twashanga ngu ahitugire kurugaruwero, West Nile, Northern Uganda, Rango, Eastern, Bukedi, Sebei, Karamoja, abantu bona behireyo kwa President Museveni % ya 95. Echo ninchikonfaminga, nchirebire, na rukunda iba mworokire, na rebo kuba mwachire, kandi bayachira na message ye, manifesto ye, kandi tuwene kutukwataho. So abanyabushenyi, nyenda kubahiga, nkwati nyenchakare, Museveni ariyaha. Kandi tuino mwoga, tuino murumo kumakinga sure, ngubaishahe mwesha ibiri tuwena tuichira. Tuweka kuijo mbwinji, ituembe ningambera abantu, kutujireza akisoro, ntumwesha Karamoja, Northern Uganda ya 95, kandi itwe. Mbajirangu MCO korachi, echo numuchimanya tinda chinterpreting. So kwa rije, tumworeke rukundo, kwa rukundo tukuija kumworeka, no kujangu nyencha kare twena, warga, gambira mutahi wawe mukayawe, gambira neiba, teresumu, baishahe mwibiri, tube tuichiraho mchishayo, mwanya no bugwenyini, tube turiaha, Museveni akwika shahibiri, itano na yaichira. So chimaisa mwito shahibiri, tunekuwa tuwabiro security, tuwaichiraha, tumworeke rukundo. Ituenkaba kazi, babajangu nye national chairperson wa Women's League. Ituenkaba kazi ba Uganda, tushaziremu, tuwajirangu tuwena 100%. All women for Museveni. Abakazi tuwena, tuwehireyo. Erizoa tuya izo bariyamani, kandi washanga ngu hatuina marwariro burahamwe. Mbe ningambira abantu bunazarwa, na baganda banje 11 tukazarwa mu rutoke, omuchiyungu, konkeje sha. Buri mukazi nabasa kuzarira mu irwaro. Ejesha buri mukazi no wakuborwire nabasa kusevinga omwana wawe. So nikimayisa ngu ahabwe birungi bya NRM, ahabwe birungi bya Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, itwenkaba kazi twehireye kumuhereza 100%. Niza kushaba ngu chairman wa district aije atwe program ya nyenchakare ajihatire konka nimba shaba ngu twena, let all of us be here to support our dear candidate and our president. Mwebare mnonga.
High Excellency, religious leaders and protocol observed. Dikwe nangambe bintu bingi konka nashemererwa ababantu ba Uganda. Is it Uganda AIDS Commission? Yes. Uganda AIDS Commission okutworeka figures ezi niziyamba nambwe ninyona atina kunareba tinkumanya bwenji district nkakabongo 81% district nka Kaseseri hii ni to ine 4% or 3 ito Bushenyi to ine 8%. Echo ni kimwe ninyamba kukingaruka mu cyame cya kabiri tubatwereza average percentage y'abantu bitu abari infected konka ekinayo observinga mu munonga ekinareba mu munonga no kujanga itwe nka Bushenyi almost Greater Bushenyi mbwene nkore twena nareba turiyo mu range ya 60 almost 7%, meaning nka average ya 7.5. So abanyadini baryaha nanimba shaba nareba ba father baryaha nareba bishop wito murungi na nabanda baruha abasilamu mwena nanimba saba mutuyambe mutware njireji nitwe tubenga kabongo tubenga district sezindi tugire 1% ombwire buki. So think macho kuba kuchikora ubaba abanyadini nyoni nza kuba sponsoringa muza radios mugire program maybe every week kumara umwaka ubundi twakendeza obuzubo. Echo ni kimwe kandi ya excellence ninja kusima okwiza kugumiza munenjiri eyatantiro government yarwanyisiriza eyo burwiro bw'akakoko ka sirimu na minister bitu babiri honorable Babaranda and honorable Rafael Magezi. Echo nachereza echo kweruka nareba n'umugamba amarwariro agiba kwenda honorable Anet Mushagi agamba agugana no memoranda yitu kandi no manifesto ya mzeyi naza kuchoma nyencha kare nitafari ya kashatu ya health. So ni nyesiga nkora hikaha naza kutugambira cya kwenda ko mbitukushaba harumwe irwariro okwapa gradinga cha Bujimboro health center 4 okujimekinga district hospital na health center 4 3 zinde zibashabire kandi nisiga naza kuzitwereza no kusaba ngo kitagata hospital okuba regional referral cyecho kandi twena nstamere na colleagues banje bona ba mu region bamba no bwa chairman ninye chairman wa Greater Bushenyeji ahabwa entebe kanisa ya government na no kurondora rwa president. So ninye siga ngu na district sezindi zibitiremwe akwa tubigambire ibintu birukomone especially bya health tingwe na ngambe bintu bingi kuba sisiro bwire okwiya onyowe cyande to kukira munonga nanjire kureba vice president omukundwa witu right honorable Arupo ha excellence sore na minister witu ayiza kutureba ekinde cyande cya kabiri no kubagambira ngo nyencha kare shaitano president Museveni naza kuba yo mwanyogo kandi mwenu ninye chairman mazirimi I have been the chairman her excellence I have been the chairman of this district when it was still the whole district as Bushenyi, and now I'm still the chairman of this district as far as movement is concerned. So and now I have been elected by the members of the group that I should be the chairman of the Greater Bushenyi, whereby we held the first meeting 3-4 days ago, and we agreed on certain things which are both all in our memoranda, both in Bushenyi as the old district and the other 4 other districts. Of them, I have seen these people asking for the hospitals and upgrading the district hospitals, but still in number 3 of the manifesto of the President Museveni, it is there that is taking care of the health, and we are adding another point of the health insurance when the president comes here tomorrow. Mwena bantu mwena aba Bushenyi abaryaha na naba Uganda nimbasaba ngo mwize omunamba nyingi omani mingi nyencha kare munyambe okwiza kwakira President Museveni. Mazirimi I have been the chairman for 30 years for this district and the whole of Greater Bushenyi, because I started in 19 since it started NRM I've been the chairman of the district, and now I'm the chairman of the Entrepreneurs League. So and we are 2 members of SEC in the same district, my sister Adrien and myself. So mwena abantu ba Bushenyi turi abantu babiri abantu 17 mu SEC turi abantu babiri abakurwo mu Bushenyi numuza kutswaza munonga mwaba mutaterire abantu barwanyisiriza akaruru okubanza akaruru ka President Museveni tukasinga Uganda yona uko nitwe tukize nambo museki kandi niturugaha kandi mwaba mutiziro munamba nyingi okwakira President Museveni nyenchakari tingwe nangambe bintu bingi abo kuba nindeba twena turakukiza twenda no kutereza umwanya ogumwaiza kurugamu ninyenda munchirize nkomaho konke chamani ekintu promising vice president no kugira ngo twabira abantu babira bari omuseki ntutekwa kusinga karuraka kandi nyenda tube nambemwe omukwakira President Museveni nyenchakari mwebare munonga. High Excellency, I think you hear the language. I have said that since we are 2 members on out of the 13 on SEC, we should be number 1 in receiving the president tomorrow, and we should be number 1 in voting both our president Yoweri Museveni come 2026 15th of January, and also we should be number 1 in taking the biggest number of the flag bearers of our candidates in parliament. Thank you very much, and thank you for giving us a chance, because you have even broken the protocol to allow us to talk after you. I thank you very much, Her Excellency, and thank you very much for the work done for this country, for God and my country. Thank you.
Webali munonga Chairman, Webali munonga Madam Adrin. And now, as we conclude today's event, Your Excellency the Vice President, you will hand over that plaque to the Management Board of Uganda AIDS Commission, while at the same time the staff members of Uganda AIDS Commission make a formation around you for that group picture. That is the district leadership of Bushenyi, which is preparing to receive the NRM candidate that will be coming here tomorrow for his rally. Everyone needs a photo. I am not the one in charge of the Vice President's protocol. When we are done with the formalities of the group picture with Uganda AIDS Commission, we will now be upstanding distinguished members so that we have our anthems, and then allow for Her Excellency the Vice President to exit, and then we shall also follow, marking the end of today's commemoration activities of International AIDS Day. So Your Excellency, that's the huge team behind the success of today's event, which is the team from Uganda AIDS Commission. They do this every year, and they are pleased to have had you today to officiate over this ceremony. Yes. Thank you very much. Now that we have taken that picture, let's have the anthems. Let's all be upstanding for the anthems. Thank you. Anthems, please. And now we can exit at leisure. Thank you and God bless.
Yes, Buterevu, omumyuka wa President, Honorable Jessica Lupo, amaliriza okubanga afundikira omukolo guno Uganda kweyegatidde ku nsi yonna okugenda maaso n'okubanga ate bafumiitiriza ku lunaku olw'akawuka akaleeta Mukenenya bulinga lumu Desemba okuva ddala mu mwaka gwa 1988. Bingi ebyogeddwa wano we tuli e Bushenyi, era abagenyi ab'enjawulo omuli bannaddiini, omuli baminisita abatali bamu, omuli n'abakulembeze abalala okuva mu kitongole ekitaba amawanga ekya United Nations, okuva ne mu kitongole ekivunaanyizibwa ku byobulamu mu nsi yonna ekya World Health Organization, bamu ku bakulu abagenze mu maaso n'okubanga beetaba ku mukolo guno. Ngenda kuba mpumbawumba ebimu ku bintu ebyongeddwako. Bw'oba ojjukira bulungi mu mwaka gwa 2017 President Museveni yagenda mu maaso n'okuba nti atongoza enteekateeka yatuumibwa Presidential Fast Track Initiative egenderera okulwanyisa akawuka kano akaleeta Mukenenya, era nga ekiruubirirwa kyakulaba nti omwaka gwa 2023 we gunaatuukira tujja kuba tugenda mu maaso n'okuba nga ate tufundikira akawuka kano 2023. Bingi ebyogeddwa, ekyebuuzibwa biki ebirina okuba nga biteekebwa mu nkola mu ggwanga Uganda, naddala gavumenti ng'egenze maaso n'okuba nga ate efundikira n'ekuteekawo ebyo ebisaanye okuba nga bigobererwa. Bikulu nnyo okugenda mu maaso n'okuba nti tutegeera enteekateeka yonna na biki ebigenda mu maaso n'okuba nga ate bikolebwa. Ebimu ku bintu ebinokoddwayo ssentebe w'akakiiko akavunaanyizibwa ku kulwanyisa Mukenenya omukyala Dr. Ruth Ssenyonyi akonnyemu ku nsonga entonotono n'agamba nti mu baana abazaalibwa teri muntu yenna asaanye okuba nti azaalibwa n'akawuka akaleeta Mukenenya, naye nga sinagenda mu maaso n'okuba nga mpumbawumba n'ebyo ebyogeddwa. Omulungi alaba UBC ne STAR TV obudde buno, njagala nyumyemuko n'omukyalo ono, mulaba nga yeenaanise ekyambalo okuva mu ministry y'ebyobulambuzi abeeko kyatubulira ku kiki kyalowooza, kiki kye bakola okulwanyisa Mukenenya mu mirimu gyabwe eyo gye bakola 2023 wanaatuukira okusinziira ku nteekateeka eziriwo. Amannya go nnyabo n'enteekateeka gye mulina okulwanyisa Mukenenya mu kitongole kyamu.
Bampita Kabuo Rita, nkola ne Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities, the Assistant Commissioner Human Resource Management, and I'm on the HIV/AIDS focal person in the ministry. So we as a ministry, we have joined the government struggle to fight HIV/AIDS. HIV is a threat to the tourism sector. The moment we don't have a productive population, we shall lose out in the tourism sector, because a healthy population supports the tourism sector. So that's why the ministry is working hard with also joining the government to ensure that we fight the HIV/AIDS scourge by 2030, so that we have a productive population that will boost the tourism sector.
Talking about tourism, we do understand that you play a very, very pivotal role when it comes to sustaining the economy of Uganda when different tourists come. How does the health sector, yes, you've talked about having a healthy body, a healthy mind, but how does this directly affect tourism?
Thank you so much. Unhealthy population directly affect tourism. How? When you don't have a health population, they have no time to visit, tour or happen. So this affects us because they are always in the hospitals taking care of the sick people. Even the international world, since we are targeting international tourism, when they hear that the HIV epidemic is too much in an area, they run away from visiting those places. So that's why as a ministry we come on board to ensure that we reduce the HIV scourge in the country, so that more people can come to visit Uganda, and also have the youthful people
benefit from the tourism industry.
Practically, how are you ensuring as a Ministry of Tourism to ensure that within your workplace, within your area, you pass on the message to the public, but also the workers that you lead in that arena?
Thank you so much. As a tourism industry and the workforce, we are so dynamic. We move to various places. If you look at the rangers where they live in the condition areas, so we ensure that we sensitize them about HIV.
Okulaba nti mu butuufu bateekawo enteekateeka ez'enkomeredde 2-3 singa abantu ebitundu 9.5 ku buli 100 ebyogerwako bagenda maaso n'okuba nga bafuna eddagala babunyisa enjiri eno mu bannaabwe, akawuka kano 2-3 ogunaatuukira kajja kuba kagwawo. Nze Jethro Kasaiji nkomawo mu studios atugende mu maaso n'enteekateeka zaffe ez'enjawulo.
you.